What up, YouTube? Today I want to talk to you guys about quiet quitting. Now, a lot of people don't know what quiet quitting is, but quiet quitting is basically when you've been working at a job for so long and it's starting to crumble and you're not really liking it anymore, and you give up on the job. You don't care what happens. You don't care if you get fired. You don't care if they let you go or replace you or whatever. So basically, I quiet quitted a few times, but one way I knew I was quiet quitting was basically I was at this job. I was there for a while and I liked it. I was basically the top employee there. And when I was at this job, it was just starting to go downhill. And when it started to really go downhill was the pandemic, but it was a little bit after the pandemic done came in. And the reason why it came downhill is because of the management. The job overall was easy. You do this, you do that, you go home, basically. But what the management is, the management was switching up so much, and it's basically like it was cliques in the job, you know what I mean? And with the cliques in the job, it's like everybody was just giving up on the job. Everybody was just being lazy and expect you to do this, do that. And because you're the top employee there, you love the job so much, they can basically take advantage of you. And I was like, nah, I wasn't liking it. I'm gonna give you a few examples of quiet quitting. Some of you may be doing it right now and not even notice, but the way I was quiet quitting was I started to basically come in late whenever I want. So I wasn't rushing. I usually had a schedule, and the schedule was like, I gotta do this, do that, and be there by this time. I wanted to always be there 5 minutes early, 10 minutes early, but when you quiet quit, the job done treat you so bad, it done got so worse. You don't even care when you come in. You just like, whatever. From 10 minutes late, who cares? 20 minutes late, who cares? Some jobs are with points, but with my job, we have points, but I didn't really care about the point system. I'm like, I'm not gonna rush to come into a job I'm starting to hate or I just don't want to be a part of anymore. So if you want to get rid of me, get rid of me. And some of you may be doing it right now. Like, you may come in every day 5 minutes late, a minute late, 2 minutes late, and you don't even care. That's part of quiet quitting. And the reason why I feel like a lot of people are quiet quitting is because America, the job system, there's a lot of jobs, don't get me wrong, but the job system, it feel like it's the management and these companies. They're like the management and companies, like they think they can take advantage of people, especially with inflation happening and the dollar is starting to be less than, and everything that you purchase is starting to shrink. This price is going up $20, $5, gas is through the roof, and there's all these other things, and these people are still treating their employees like they're nothing. They're basically slaves. And a lot of people, I don't want to say young people, but it's mainly young people starting to realize this, like, yo, this ain't the 60s, this ain't the 70s, like, I don't care about this, I will not work, and a lot of these companies fail to understand that these people, everybody want to be into entrepreneurship, and I know everybody can't be an entrepreneur, but when you treat people like crap and you have these so much rules and regulation to these jobs, and you know that people aren't going to be living up to your standard, people are going to sway away from the work community, and they're going to be able to be entrepreneurs and do other stuff, side hustles. There's so many people with side hustles nowadays, and I'm not saying that's a bad or good thing, because yes, it is both. It's a bad thing because that means the workforce, we're going to need more workers, and people that are working are going to be overworked and they're going to be short-staffed. And it's a good thing because everybody have a side hustle and they're making their own money on their own time. So I mean, you could treat your employees like crap, but if you do, they might gonna leave and start their own business or their own side hustle. That's just one example. And the next example you're quiet quitting is your performance. Now at this job we used to do, and they want you to do 100 boxes every day. When I was there, I was doing 100 plus. Like, I'm not gonna just stop at 100, even though my task is done. You keep going. But some people will slow down. I didn't want to slow down. I wanted to keep going and going and going and going and going, because I'm like, this is a job, this is what I love to do. But when the management got so crappy, I was just like, you know what? I give up. I don't even care. And I went from doing 100 plus boxes to 70, 60 per day, And you should, you should want to live up to your task. But when you are quiet quitting, you stop caring about the task. Like, here's another example. I had a job and I had to do this assignment. When the management was crappy, I'm not gonna do this assignment what you told me to do. I'm gonna do it on my own time, because I'm not gonna rush for the company over and over and over and over just to meet the requirement, and you guys are basically messing up my brain, my mental health. You know what I'm saying? Like, why would I rush and get this done for you? Like I said, some employers and some management, they don't understand this, and they'll see people slack off, like their best top thing will just start slacking up. With the workforce, you guys just gotta treat better. And I know some people probably watching this video like, oh man, you just lazy, you don't wanna work. And that's not the point. I do wanna work. I am not lazy, but I'm not gonna overwork myself for you, for your company, for your business. What are you guys doing for us? You know, we can't do this, we can't do that, we have to do, and then getting yelled at. My number one thing is when I'm getting yelled at on the job. It's a job. Like, why are you yelling? And they'll do it, and they'll do it in front of everybody, so everybody see you getting yelled at. And what you gonna do? You can't hit them, because if you hit them, what? Police, lawyers, jail, prison, all of that. You know what I'm saying? And you shouldn't want to hit them because, you know, violence. Come on, for a job, really? Come on, bro. Like, be better than that. But if you yell back, boom, you're fired on the spot, or you get penalized. You lose hours, and people with kids or paying rent, they can't afford that. Imagine you working 40 hours and then you get knocked down to 25. Like, you can't live off 25 hours a week, you know, if you're minimum wage basically. But if you're making good money, like $25, $30, that makes sense. But come on now. A lot of people quiet quit, performance wise. And then another way people will performance quit is straight up, they just won't train people. They won't tell people what to do, and they won't help customers out. And I don't do this because I like to help people, obviously. I'm not gonna just, you know, a new worker come in, I'm like, do it yourself. Nah, I like to actually train people, and I actually like to help them out. But I let them know ahead of the game. This manager is not good. This employee likes to talk about people. This person is that, you know, just stay on your own lane and do what you gotta do. Don't try to be Superman and do fast pace. Don't kiss butt. And that's what I used to do. I used to kiss a butt to these, and you know, I didn't want to get fired. I didn't want to lose hours. That's why I used to be like, man, I can't believe I'm doing this. I usually, you know, I'm just on the go. I'm obeying. Like, come on, man, over some dollars. I mean, it's not worth it. And some people, it's crazy. Some people will quiet quit so much, they rather be homeless instead of working. I never want to be homeless. I don't want to be part of that. But people, it's their mental health. And then another way people will quiet quit is, here's what they'll do. They do seasonal jobs, or they'll do a part-time job. And what I mean by quiet quit, they'll work a job 4 months, and then they'll just straight up, or they'll work so bad they get fired, and they'll be jobless for 4 months, and they'll live off that 4 months of income. Now, that's not the best way to do it. I mean, if you could do it, do it. But if you want a stable life, I wouldn't suggest you to do that. But some people quiet quit that way. 4 months they're in the job, they burn out, they're done, they're not working for another 4 months. Another 4 months, you know, so it's many ways you can do it, whatever way you want to do it. It's just quiet quitting is just so common. Back in the day, it wasn't common, because when you think about it, back in the day, if you didn't work, you wasn't a man. If you didn't work, you was a bum. If you didn't work, you were lazy, etc. But a lot of people, over 4 million Americans quit their job in the last, what was it, 2 years or a year when the pandemic hit. I'm not talking about getting fired, quitting. Like 4 million people quit their jobs, and it was all on the news. You can research this yourself. Oh, the big quit, the big, you know. But why is that? People are already affected by the pandemic. People are affected by inflation. People are already affected by losing their homes. People are already affected by this war that's currently going on with Ukraine and Russia. So, I mean, what do you expect? People, they can't take it no more. They got to understand, money is not everything in the world no more. And I feel like a lot of these companies and employers just don't understand that. I'd rather work a happy, good job for 10 bucks an hour, working 40 hours a week. 10 bucks an hour, instead of working at a big company that's paying me $25 an hour and, you know, 40 hours, you know what I'm saying? So some people are gonna watch this video, they're gonna be like, man, this is the most laziest guy I ever seen, I ever heard. But it's not lazy. I'm telling you, people's not like back in the day. Back in the day, it was work. Nowadays, you don't need to work 60 hours a week. You don't need to take crap from this person, that person, because they're the big boss. If you're not getting treated right at work, I would leave. And if I wanted to leave, I would quiet quit. And that's what this video is mainly about, quiet quitting. And a lot of, you know, people that watch is like, oh man, I've been doing these things. Yeah, you've been doing it because your job is not treating you right, or you're just burned out. And that's okay. There's nothing wrong with it. But what I'm saying is, make sure you see these signs and make sure you're taking precaution of what's happening. And I'm not just telling you to quit your job. Do not just quit your job. Work work, and save, because once you leave that job, reality is gonna kick in. I'm telling you, $2,000 can go by very fast if you are or not paying rent. If you're not paying rent, you know, $2,000 realistically, 4 months, maybe 5 months. But if you are paying rent, that 2,000 is gone within a month or two, you know? So make sure you always have a backup plan. Make sure that you're definitely gonna save your money, and make sure you got a little side hustle or business going on. I know everybody can't be an entrepreneur, like I said in the beginning of this video, but don't just have one way of making money. You need multiple ways of making money. And for all of you that are stressing about your job right now, keep looking. They got a couple of job sites that you can look on. Indeed.com is a big thing down here. So Indeed, you can look at Coolworks. There's a couple other sites out there that, yeah, plenty of places are hiring. Make sure you update your resumes, do what you gotta do. Quiet quitting is a real thing. So if you are quiet quitting, don't feel bad. A lot of people doing it. I did it. I'm just sharing my experience with you. If you think I'm lazy because of that, oh well. If you do not think I'm lazy for that, thank you. I'm glad that you can see what I'm talking about. And stay safe, stay positive, stay humble. Peace out.